So much for watching my videos. Now this is part 2 of how I started my nonprofit and some tips and suggestions on how it can make it a lot more streamlined and easier for you, because when I started my nonprofit, I've had my nonprofit now going on almost 3 years, but I made a lot of mistakes, and I think a lot of us, if I can help prevent you guys from making some of the same mistakes I did, then I feel like I'm helping you guys. So in the first half of that video, and I will post that in the description box, it'll also be at the end of this video, I told you guys about the first 10 steps that you're going to have to do to actually get your 501c3, your tax ID number. So let's say you've got that and you're like, yes, I got it. Congratulations if you got it. These are just some helpful steps and suggestions on what you do next. Like, I have the number, what do I do next? So this is when the real work begins. Now, when I got my 501c3, I didn't simultaneously apply for my state licensing. So that is the next step I did. I applied for my state tax exemption, and that's going to be the same number as your 501c3, as your federal tax exemption. You just need to apply for it. And that was really simple in my state. It was like a 1-page form. I believe it was like, I want to say it was like $145. It may have been a lot cheaper. I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember, but it was online. I did everything through there. I sent over a copy of my federal tax ID exemption, and I got a state tax exemption. So that was really simple for me. You're going to need that when you file your taxes and everything, especially for the state. They're going to want to know where your money is going. Now, the next thing that I did was I opened a checking account, of course. And if you don't have any donations, like I didn't, my nonprofit's very, very small. I always say that. I put in $100. Actually, my husband put $100 into that checking account, so I could at least get it started, get a checking account going. And some banks offer discounts for nonprofits, so you might want to check into that, opening up a business account. You're definitely going to need it because you want to start a PayPal account, even though you don't have any money. Make sure you apply for a discount, because they do offer a discount for opening up a checking account through a nonprofit. So let them know you're a nonprofit, you have a 501c3, you have your license, you're just wondering if they offer any types of discounts for a business account. And let them know you're small too, like you just started, so maybe they might even give you a bigger discount. It's really up to the company and how they operate. I get a small discount because my nonprofit is really small. If this is another option, and it's kind of suggested, especially if you're trying to figure out how am I going to get money into my nonprofit, open up a GoFundMe. If you have a lot of friends on Facebook, blast it on Facebook, have them share it. Hopefully you'll start getting some donations rolling in. It's really easy. GoFundMe is really easy. Make sure when you sign up for your GoFundMe and your PayPal, you let them know that you have a 501c3 so you can get a discount when you send the money back to your checking account. So GoFundMe charges a percentage. They charge you a less percentage if you have a nonprofit, and the same thing with PayPal. Sometimes PayPal doesn't even take anything out. It really depends on how much of your donation you're getting. So if it's like a $25 donation, they usually don't take any money out. If it's like a $100 donation, they take about, I would say, like $3 or $4 out. It's not that much. But if you don't have that 501c3, they're going to take out, whatever the percentage is. I don't even know, because the only reason I use PayPal is because I have family and friends that live out of state and they want to help me out. So it's just easier for them to do the PayPal. Now, if you are just starting and you use like your home computer to start up your nonprofit and all that, like I did, I had a little cheesy laptop. I definitely wanted to upgrade. I definitely needed like the Microsoft Office suite. Microsoft will give you the whole entire suite, PowerPoint, Word, Excel, and email, for completely free. So all you got to do is apply through them. Of course, you have to send over your 501c3. There's a lot of hoops and things you got to do, but it is free. They give you a token, and you can use their Word, their Excel, all of their applications for free, and email. So you definitely want to do that. A website is another thing. You can do a .org, and those are free. I have not done that. Mine is still with Wix. I use Wix.com because it was just so easy to use. I did everything myself. I didn't have any computer gurus with me or anything like that, and Wix was the easiest application for me to use. I really enjoy it. I have not looked into .org. That is like on my to-do list during my Christmas break, to transfer my Wix account over to a .org account. So It just looks a lot better. A lot of nonprofits have a .org at the end, so you definitely want to look into that, and you can look that up on Google search, and fill out the application, send over your 501c3, and then they'll assign you with a .org or whatever you need to do. I believe if you do sign up with Wix, that I'm signed up, it's wix.com, W-I-X. They do offer a discount, and it's really not that much. I think it's like $10 a year I pay for my website, and it's just so easy to use. You just click, update, done. So that's something I really liked. Definitely do a Facebook page, and do not, and I repeat, do not sign up for like their Facebook like charity, like donate now, like the little button option, because the only reason I do not recommend it is because, one, they take a percentage out, and two, it takes forever to get that check. It took, like, my husband saw that. I tried it once. He made a donation to my nonprofit, and it took like a month for me to get that check. So definitely just recommend, if they want to donate, go to your GoFundMe page or your PayPal account, or however you're going to do it with your checking, or they can go directly to the bank and make a donation that way. The next thing you're going to want to do is, this is when the real work starts, is finding donors, corporations that donate, things like that. I am going to be completely honest. I know a lot of you were disheartened about my first post about starting the nonprofit, because it is a lot of steps. It is a lot of work. It's not easy. And getting donations is even harder. And I'm just being completely honest with you guys. Now, Double Down Donation is a great website. It is like one of the best websites I think I've been on. Double Down Donation lists all of these corporations or big companies that donate. The only thing is, guys, if you just got your 501c3, like for example, I got mine December 6th. I went on Double Down Donation. I was so excited. I started applying for grants, and the application kept getting kicked back. Now, what happens is your tax ID gets registered with the IRS. Now, every quarter, the IRS updates that list, that general list, and that is what a lot of these large corporations use to cross-reference to make sure your nonprofit is valid. Because anybody can put a tax ID. They don't want to give money to anybody. They want to make sure that you are a registered nonprofit. Now, mine kept getting kicked back because mine was not actually popping up registered, because they do it every quarter. Now, I called and I'm like, hey, I want to apply with Bank of America, but I can't because my application keeps getting kicked back. They're saying my tax ID is not registered. The lady proceeded to tell me that they update that every quarter, and she could not update it at this time. You'd have to wait for the quarter. So I got lucky. I got mine December 6th. So January, the new quarter started, and my information was in there in January. But if you do apply and you get yours, like let's say February, you're probably going to have to wait till the next quarter until that information is updated. So, you know, you can definitely do your ID, definitely keep a book with all your passwords, because you're definitely going to need that. Do like, register with your name and all that other stuff, and then just have a login, and then you can finish it once you know that your tax ID is registered. Now, don't expect to like get Bank of America to say, yeah, I'm going to give you $5,000. It doesn't work that way. You got to keep in mind that there are so many other nonprofits that are applying for the same grants you're applying for. And a lot of these grants, and I'm just being 100% honest, like Bank of America, for example, if they have a $10,000 grant that they're accepting applications for, one, they're going to want to see 3 years or more of tax returns. They're going to want to see what you have done in the past. They're going to want to know previous donors, and they're going to want to know like what is this money going to go for. So those are all the things you're going to have to list in your proposal. The tax returns are going to be your major stickler, and that's what happened to me. Like Bank of America, I believe 2 years ago, had a $20,000 grant, and I was so excited because it totally fit in the realm of stuff that I wanted to do. However, I couldn't apply for it because they wanted 3 years of tax returns. I had just started my nonprofit, so I did not have 3 years of tax returns. So that's the hardest part about when you start out, is getting these big donations. You're not going to see a lot of them, and I'm just being completely honest. The same thing is going to happen with you with governmentgrants.com. Definitely create a login. Definitely navigate that that website. It's very good. It has a lot of great resources. It has a lot of videos on there that you can watch, a lot of different things you can do on there. However, when you start applying for grants from the government, the same thing is probably going to happen to you. They are going to be looking for tax returns. They're going to be looking at previous donors. They're going to want you to write a request for grant, which is like a proposal, what you're going to do, how you're going to spend the money. They're going to want a detailed Excel spreadsheet of how you're going to do this event or how you're going to help these people, where these funds are going to be appropriated. So that, sorry, my computer turned back to screensaver. That is going to be a major stickler. And even if you have all that information, you got to keep in mind at the same time that there may be another nonprofit that's been in business for 20 years. They have a proven track record. They're more than likely going to pick them over you. So it's really, really hard. It's not easy. The best way to get donations, and I'm just being completely honest, and this is what kept me afloat, was basically my husband. He donated quite a bit to the nonprofit. Friends. I went to smaller companies. Like for example, Sweet Jill's. Sweet Jill's is a bakery, local bakery in California. They have them in Orange County. They have one in Long Beach and they have one in Orange County. I went to Sweet Jill's. I know it's privately owned. I went to them and said, hey, I'm having an event. I was wondering if I can either get a discount or would you mind donating some cake pops to my event or some cookies for the kids? When you're face to face with the person, it's more than likely it's harder for them to say no when you're face to face rather than just writing a blank letter and mailing it to them. It's easier for them to look at the letter and be like, I'm not doing this. But if you're face to face with the owner, more than likely they'll be like, okay, I'll do it. That's your one foot in the door. So when you apply for another, or you go to another company, a smaller company, like even an insurance company, you can say that it's still local. You can say, well, Sweet Jill's went ahead and donated, they're providing all of the cookies for the children. I was wondering if you can, help me out with a donation, or, I'll add you to the flyer if you do such and such. And what you need is kind of like a lot of smaller companies, they want to know what they're going to get for their money. So these are just suggestions that I did that really helped me get a lot of in-kind donations. For example, Tiffany's last year donated 2 necklaces. I had Michael Kors donate 2 watches, and I used those to raffle off to get money back to my nonprofit. So I charged $5 a raffle ticket. We raffled those off in I did that raffle for 3 months, and I advertised it, and I was like, you guys want a raffle ticket for a chance to win a Michael Kors watch? It retails for $260. The raffle tickets are only $5. A lot of people were like, oh wow, a chance to win a $250 watch and I'm only paying $5. I'm going to do it, so you get a lot of money that way, and then, you raffle it off and somebody wins a prize. I love raffles. I think they're the best ways to make money for your nonprofit. I also host a bike night every year, and I made quite a bit of money by doing some raffle prizes with my stockpile, and that's how I make my money for my nonprofit. I also go to smaller companies. So like, for example, Sweet Jill's, insurance companies, local business and local vendors, they are more willing to donate to you than, let's say, like Bank of America, because you don't have like all these years of experience doing this. They're kind of like, I don't really know if I'm going to donate to you because you don't have, a track record. And that's what they're really looking for, track record, tax returns. So smaller corporations are usually the best way to start, just branching out. I would also recommend like having a list, like for 5, let's say start small, like $250 will get you a thank you at the event. It'll get you, I'll put you on my Facebook page. I'll advertise you on my YouTube channel, and, that's it. $500 will get you, on the flyer. It'll get you, a thank you on the newsletter that you do. If you do a newsletter, a thank you on our website, a thank you on our YouTube channel. We'll thank you at the event, and we'll send you some pictures. And then, like $1,000 would be, if you have a banner, I'll advertise that. I'll put you on my flyer. I'll give you a complete CD of the whole entire event. Things like that. So you have like a breakdown of what each sponsorship is included, and that's really going to help you when you go to a company or you write into a company and you're like, hey, I'm looking for funds for this, and this is the opportunities for sponsorship. These are all my previous sponsors. So even if you just got cookies from Sweet Jill's like I did, I don't even put I put Sweet Jill's, previous sponsors, Sweet Jill's, and I don't put what they are. I just put the company name, and people that are familiar with them like, oh, wow, Sweet Jill's did this. Oh, wow, State Farm helped them. So let me go ahead and write them a check for $250. You may not think $250 is a lot of money, but in reality, if you get $250 from State Farm and you get $250 from, you know, a bakery, and you get another $250 from the dry cleaners, that's $750 you already had that you didn't have before, and you can really stretch those dollars. I always try to show you guys all the clearance stuff I find and things like that that stretch my dollar. I don't make a lot of money on my nonprofit. I work full time. This is like my little baby, and my goal eventually is to do this full time. I love my nonprofit. I love what I do. I just don't have the resources or the money yet to, you know, quit my day job and do this full time. I would love to. Next year, I will be able to apply for government granting, and I have a lot of more, one, experience, two, the tax returns, and three, I have a lot more sponsors to show them, like, hey, you know, State Farm sponsored me. Wilhanson Ship Management sponsored me. You know, Walmart sponsored me. All these different companies. So even if they give you $100, that's still a sponsor that you can add to your list. So I would say that is the best way to start, is definitely, you know, start small, smaller companies. Don't go after those bigger corporations. So I'll go ahead and post a double down donation in the description box if you guys want to navigate through there and take a look at that. I'll also post government grants in the description box, the website, so you guys can click on that and take a look at that and just kind of navigate, look at some of the videos. It is filled with resources, so you definitely want to take a look at that. Now I'm going to answer your guys' questions. How do I get my money for my nonprofit to do my events? And we're going to go over that right now. Now, when I first started my nonprofit, I didn't have any money. I didn't really have a lot of donors, but I had a lot of great friends, and they are actually the ones that helped fund it. My husband helped fund it when I first started my nonprofit. When I started posting on YouTube, I never intended to like get paid for my videos or anything like that. I don't know. I just am so grateful and just so appreciative of each and every one of you guys, especially for watching my videos. I get paid through YouTube, and 90% of my proceeds go back to my nonprofit. I don't keep any of the money for myself. But I do give 10% back to my subscribers, because you guys are the ones that help fund my nonprofit. So majority of my money comes from my YouTube channel, and all that goes directly to my nonprofit. And then a small percentage goes back to you guys in the form of gift card giveaways. Now I know I'm behind on one. I'm just going to add it in my December one. We're going to do a bunch of gift cards. Just my way of showing you guys, thank you so much for watching my videos. There's so many other options out there on YouTube, and I totally appreciate you guys. I wouldn't be able to do half as much as what I did this year if I did not have your support. Last year I did a lot. This year I almost doubled what I was able to do and help people. So that's how I personally make my money. I also ask for a lot of in-kind donations, and I ask for monetary donations from smaller companies. It's just easier for me because, like I said, I don't have that 3 years in tax returns to turn into bigger corporations that are asking for it. Next year, I'll probably be able to apply for government grants for bigger Bank of America, Wells Fargo, things like that. But smaller companies, I just go after them because it's easier for me to get a smaller donation from them than it would be to get like $10,000 from Bank of America. They wouldn't give it to me because I don't have the tax returns or, you know, things to show them that, you know, this is why I need this money. But next year I will definitely be able to do that because I'll have my 3 years in tax returns. I have a track record of all the things I did, all the charity work. Now, what I like to do is I like to team up with other smaller nonprofits. One, it helps promote my nonprofit. And two, we can do a lot more if we team up together. We can do a bigger event. We can help a lot more people. So I've been recently this year teaming up with a lot of more nonprofits. So I team up with AVAG a lot, which is American Veterans Assistance Group. It's a great way for me to help veterans. It's a great way for me to promote my nonprofit, and it's a great way for me to see who they're dealing with. Like, we kind of exchange notes, like, this person donated. Can I contact this person and get a donation too? So that's how I do it. I love in-kind donations because an in-kind donation is when somebody gives you products, or they give you, like, for example, Disneyland will give you a family 4-pack to Disneyland if you're going to, you know, use them. Like I used mine for my toy drive. The only thing with like Disneyland or Knott's Berry Farm, you have to have a business address. And, you know, I'm so fortunate that I have some friends that own their own businesses and they let me use their address so I can get the tickets actually delivered there. But there's some stipulations, like for example, major NFL or baseball, basketball, they have a tendency to donate to smaller nonprofits too. If you write to them and say, hey, do you have any, basketball paraphernalia, like a basketball or some, like the Lakers in my area. So like Laker jerseys, things like that, I can raffle off and make money for my nonprofit. You can write into them. Sometimes they'll mail you stuff. Dodgers, for example, LA Dodgers. I'm just giving you guys examples. Like LA Dodgers, I can write into LA Dodgers. They can give me a whole row of seats. Of course, they're going to be nosebleed, but they have stipulations too. Like 1, you have to prove that you sold this at an event. 2, if you get Dodger tickets, they want the whole section filled. You can't have any empty seats or they will never give you tickets again. So you got to be aware of that. There are some big corporations that are more willing to give you in-kind donations than they are give you money if you're small. So I would definitely look at that website that I mentioned. The computer turned off again. Double Down Donations, there are some there. And contact smaller companies, like smaller hotels that are not a chain. Maybe they're privately owned. Maybe they can give you like a bed and breakfast. Maybe they can give you a weekend for free. They get the tax write-off, you get the tickets, and you can raffle them off. You can raffle them off on Facebook. You can do an event and raffle them off. All kinds of options and choices for you. I do a bike night. I do raffles. I right into smaller companies. And then of course my YouTube channel brings in more money too. So that is how I make my donations. And yeah, I would say, don't get discouraged if you're getting a lot of, I'm sorry, thanks for the info, but at this time I'm, not going to help you. I get those all the time. I still get them. I get them every day. It's not that big of a deal. You get kind of used to being like, thanks, but no thanks. You get those a lot. You're going to get those a lot. That's just part of the game. But you're just waiting for that one company to open the door and say, yeah, I'm going to give you $200. $200 is $200. And it's also a person you could add to your list. Like this person donated and this person donated. You don't have to put the amount down. Just say this person donated and they gave me a donation. Even in-kind donations. Knott's Berry Farm gave me, Knott's Berry Farm family 4-pack. That's like a $200 donation. So that's how I make my money. And then next year, hopefully I'll be able to apply for government grants. I'll be able to apply for some of these bigger corporations and hopefully get some more money in my nonprofit so I can do a lot more things to help people in my community. Is it an easy task? No, you're going to get a lot of declines. There's going to be a lot of hurdles and a lot of learning, but is it worth it? Absolutely. I love my nonprofit. I love what I do. I love helping people. My dream would be to do this full time. So hopefully one of these days I will get there and I will be doing this full time, and it'll be something I really, truly, truly am passionate about and enjoy doing. Now, if you guys have any more questions about nonprofits, I think I've kind of covered everything in the first video about how to get started. This is just like, getting your checking account in order, some of the places that donate, resources you can look up, and some suggestions on how I get my money for my nonprofit, how I, collect funds and donations and things like that. It's worked out great for me. So hopefully it'll work out great for you. My area is different. Your area might be different. Your state might be different, but it's all pretty much the same beast that you're going to be battling at the same time. So I hope you guys are having a fabulous, blessed day. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any more questions or you want me to do a third video, let me know in the description box. Post a comment. Let me know if there's anything I missed or anything else that you really want me to go into details about. I'd be more than happy to do that. Anything to help you guys out and determine if you want a nonprofit. So if this freaks you out or like all these steps scare you, I would say the first thing you want to do is definitely, team up with another nonprofit. Give them a call. If you're Extreme Coupon or you have way too much stock, give them a call and say, what's your next event? I have 100 bottles of shampoo and conditioner. I really want to donate. I want to see how this works. Can I come to the event? Can I bring this? Can I actually hand it out? Ask them questions. You're the one giving them the product. Ask them questions. And if it's something you love and enjoy, then, maybe it is something you want to look into. If you just like donating and helping out in your community, then do that. You don't necessarily have to open up a nonprofit to help in your community. That's everything I wanted to talk about. I hope you guys are having a fabulous, blessed day. Like I said, if you have any questions or you want me to go into more detail about something, post a comment and I'll try to help you as best as I can. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be talking to you guys real soon. Bye!